I know they need my help, but somehow they're just not buying. What is wrong with people? This is sales for nice people. If you've ever been in a situation where your buyer totally needs your work and it makes all kinds of sense for them to buy from you, but they just can't get themselves over the line, the most likely explanation is that you're trying to sell rather than making it easy for them to buy. The problem with trying to sell is that it means that you have to convince and persuade. You have to try and use clever argumentation and reasoning to have them see your point of view. Because once you see, Mr. Buyer, Mrs. Buyer, that this purchase would make such a difference and would solve your problems, then you're going to go and buy. But when you try to convince and persuade, when you try to argue for your case and have them see your point of view, what you're doing is sending the signal, sending a message that they are wrong and they need to come around to your point of view. And that is why so many sales crash and burn. Because when you try to tell the other person that they need to change their point of view, come over to your side and see the sense in what you're trying to tell them, you're making them wrong, you're telling them what to do, you're triggering psychological reactance, because nobody likes to be made wrong, nobody likes to be told what to do. So instead of trying to convince people, and you should never convince, because in Sales for Nice People, we don't convince and we don't persuade. No, what we do is we enable a decision. We have a conversation where a person gets to their own conclusion and their own decision based on the insights that you help them get by asking questions. That is how you avoid people ghosting you, and that is how you avoid those awkward situations where you're trying to get them around to see your point of view and they're just not having it. No, remember that things are bought, not sold. So when you want your buyer to buy your work because you really know that it would make a difference and would solve their problems, then your job is to find out what you need to ask them in order to get to the insight that it would be a good idea. In other words, your job is to enable a decision. And the best way to do that is by asking questions instead of trying to convince and persuade. So remember, things are bought, not sold. Your job is to make it easy to buy. This is Sales for Nice People, and if you want to get a short daily email, go to salesfornicepeople.com/sign up, and I will see you again tomorrow.